And by the sound of the countdown, we are live. What is going on, everybody? It is Michael here from Technoid. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are staying safe. I want to thank you all for joining me on this kind of last minute live stream. I just had some updates I wanted to do, and I had finished class early, so I just kind of want to throw this together. I didn't really have a chance to build this one up, so I apologize if nobody saw this coming. I apologize. So I expect more people to watch this on replay. So if you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay crew. Also, if you're watching this live right now, comment in the live chat, hashtag live chat for life or something along those lines. But welcome back, everyone. I'm going to get straight to the point. We're going to start the show right away. Not going to waste any time, but of course, we do have a little bit of promotion again. These episodes, live episodes, are brought to you by Rogue Energy. As you know, Rogue Energy and I have a very, very good partnership going on, and I would like to thank Rogue for being a part of the Technoid show. So again, guys, please check out Rogue Energy. Save 10% by using the promo code Technoid, and link will be in the description at the end of the video. Now, 1 second. Don't want you to get any pickup in this. Always got to clear my throat before we start our stories. I just do that for fun. Alrighty, but with that being said, we got one in the house. Rob, it is good to see you tonight. Thank you for making it live. But without further ado, let's start the show. So, story number one, we're going to take a look at a lot of Apple rumors. We're really going to kind of dive into the lore of Apple rumors. And I really want to focus on Apple tonight. I will be filming Technoid again. I have also some updates that I will mention as we move along in the stories. But story number one, let us talk about the MacBook Pros. So as you guys know, Apple is in the process of entering the phase for the new MacBook Pros. We are expected to see some new MacBooks and most notably some nice updates coming soon. But there's a little bit of misconceptions going around, and a lot more people are kind of confused as to where this update and refresh is going. So I'm going to try my best to explain everything that I know, all the rumors and everything according to Ming-Chi Kuo and a couple of other news outlets, and kind of basically relying the news. So this Mac Rumors kind of perfectly summarize everything that I wanted to say, so shout out Mac Rumors. But story number one, again, 16 and 14-inch MacBook Pros. For a while, we've known that is the industry standard. We've known that that is going to be the next size in the MacBooks, as they have a 16-inch, and the 13-inch MacBook Pro is just on its way out. So 14 inches, well, a lot of people have been saying that, where's the proof? What is going on with these MacBook Pros? Well, according to Ming-Chi Kuo, it says here that Ming-Chi Kuo claims that Apple is planning on not only refreshing these MacBook Pros, but they plan on giving it an iPhone treatment. What that means is that they will be taking the iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max design in terms of the bezels, so they will be shrink to minimal bezels, already minimal as they are, but they're going to be incredibly super thin, and they're going to follow the same design pattern as the iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max. Now, of course, this is a rendered image based off of what Kuo has said. And if we take a zoom in real quick here, you can see that the bezels are very similar to the iPhone 12 Pro Max and, of course, the iPhone 12 Pro. But if you also notice, there's some ports here. Now, of course, these are just renders, so don't even think this is going to be close to happening. But focusing on the screen only, you can see there is a slight chin. Now, again, this is renders based off of what Kuo has said. And honestly, if this is going to be the MacBook Pro or the future Mac designs going forward, then I think that this would be a very, very good replacement for what we currently have. As you can see at the bottom here, this is the current MacBook Pro, and this is the rumored concept image based off of Kuo's leak. So you can clearly see the difference in the size of the bezels. See the original we have here, and then we have the new one right here. So Kuo is going off of some really, really good renders, and he claims that, of course, they are going to be using not OLED displays, but they're going to be using mini LEDs. Now, as I've been talking about in prior rumors, mini LEDs is the way that Apple is going. But on top of all that, including the M1 series chips that are set to debut, it seems that they will be getting an X series chip called the M1X. Basically, these M1X chips are supposed to be a lot more powerful, better at power consumption, but most of all, enhance the Pro in terms of the Pro. Now, when we take a look at specs real quick, now, of course, Kuo believes that Apple is going to add additional ports to the MacBook Pro. This lines up with the rumor that we've been talking about MagSafe. Now, of course, we do expect to have the USB-C, but Kuo claims that they might add another port. But on the flip side, if you guys remember in my previous episode of Technoid, I talked about how Apple was working on a way to bring back the MagSafe to the MacBook Pro. And this would be one of those indications. Now, of course, being that the chassis is very thin and it does have a little less room to work with, we could definitely see it being a little bit thicker. But would I see them going back to the original MagSafe? No. I think that they will go in a different direction, something more minimal, something like a USB-C size port. But that's kind of the indication that Quo believes they're going to add. Do I believe they're going to add a thumb drive? No. Headphone jack? They're probably going to keep it on because that's a pro computer. But of course, knowing Apple, they will definitely take anything away. But with that said, I do believe we are going to see MagSafe, and I think MagSafe is going to come. So that is something to be on the lookout. Next thing up, then, again, like here, they talk about MagSafe. But the last thing is, of course, the touch bar. Now, I've already said that the touch bar, in my opinion, is going away. Apple has kind of given clearance as there hasn't been really too much support with the touch bar. And Quo says that the 2021 models is going to be replaced by function keys. Think about that for a second, guys. You're Apple. You try to push people to do this touch bar. You push people, you try to give consumers, you try to use it as a gimmick to sell. You literally had an ad where it was showing the touch bar and it didn't work. It didn't work. It was a gimmick. People knew it was a gimmick. People knew that it was terrible. And anybody watching in the live chat, let me know your thoughts. What did you think of the touch bar? I thought it was useless. I never use it. I have a MacBook Pro here with a touch bar. Don't use it. I literally just put the function keys and that's it. Although I will admit, there are some usefulness for it. It was a fail. The only thing that I use here is the Touch ID. That is the only thing on the MacBook Pro with the touch bar that I use. So that's the only thing that I could see them bringing over. That's a success. Other than that, that's really all there is. Now, of course, again, I did mention that they will be getting a higher chip, which is going to be dubbed the M1X, according to the reports from Quo. Now, the new MacBook Pro models are expected to launch in the third quarter of 2021. Now, that could mean October. That could be September. We don't have a clear indication because Apple was all over the place last year. So anything is possible at this point. So definitely expect Apple to drop this, I would say, in October because that just makes sense for the Macs. And overall, I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. No, I won't be upgrading my MacBook Pro as I won't really need to, but I definitely see there's a lot of potential here. I see there's a lot of potential here in this new MacBook Pro, and I think this is the one that really puts Apple back on the map with the Pro computers because the heating was a big issue, the CPUs were a big issue, and it seems now with the M series being the new CPU by default, maybe finally Apple can finally get this thing rolling, and most of all, just give the Pro name a good level again. I mean, it was already great, but, with tons and tons of gimmicks, you can see why nobody wanted it. So, I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts down below on replay. Again, let me know what do you think. So that is story number 1. Let's move along to story number 2. And as we transition on to story number 2, I just want to give a quick announcement that I have finished the Liberty Air 2 Pro review. I'm actually using them right now with the external microphone, thanks to a receiver I'm using. So the audio quality sounds very good on these, as I will say. The review will be coming out tomorrow at 12 p.m., so do not miss that review. But story number 2, let's keep it going. Let us talk about the Imax. Now, as you know, this is continuing with the silicone-based Imax. Apple is expected to put the silicone-based Macs in the Imax, and it seems like it will be happening, but according to a couple of reports, it says here that it is going to be delayed to October. Now, the reason is not clear, but it seems that it wants to be in line with some kind of events that they're holding. And if this is true, if they are pushing it to October, I would be okay with that. Because as you know, we have established that October events are all Mac events. I think that we can agree that if you're going to show Mac products, that would be the time to do it. I think that that is the way to go. I don't see no reason fit. But most of all, I just think that the iMacs, they need to build up more hype. Excuse me. Now, the earliest rumors had said that the iMac was supposed to arrive in March. I completely disagree with that. I did not think that that was happening. And I wouldn't mind if they did push it to October because I think more hype, the more build, and most of all, you definitely get a lot more people on board. Of course, yes, the iMacs as they currently stand are good, but they are outdated in terms of design. So why not give it a nice refresh on a platform where everybody watches? Although it would be nice to see them in March, again, I'm cool with October. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. And last story, and that's really it for the Technoid live stream. Let's talk about the iPads. Now, as you know, Apple is key on iPads. iPads are probably by far the biggest thing that Apple has going for them. Apple has they have nailed the iPad industry, and there's nothing stopping them. And according to 9 to 5 Mac, it seems that Apple could be having something up their sleeves in a spring event. So according to 9 to 5 Mac, it seems that Apple's spring event, where they usually have WWDC, it seems that they might be pushing the iPad Pros to that due to the pandemic and also a couple of other things. If we take a look at the timeline real quick, if you remember last year, things were all over the place. They had events in October, November, September. They had things all over the place. This year, however, it seems that Apple is going to have a spring event. And of course, it seems that this spring event might be bringing the iPad Pros redesign. Now, what redesign could they possibly be doing? Well, I don't expect it to be a redesign. I expect it to be more of a internal refresh, meaning mini LED displays, of course, newer, better CPU. But it seems, according to 9 to 5, that the 2021 iPad Pros are going to be getting the mini LED display technology. They are expected during the first quarter, and that they claim that the expectations that the mini LED backlight will come to the 12.9 inch first and then to the 11 inch, which makes all the sense in the world. That's the biggest tablet to definitely give it as a beta test. The 2021 iPad Pro lineup is eventually expected to be identical to the 2020 lineup. So the only big changes you're going to see here are the chips and, of course, the display technology. But speaking of another iPad, it seems that the new iPad mini is going to get a refresh. Rumored dates are targeting March. They're saying that the mini is going to have a new display refresh, which will be an 8.4 inch display with smaller bezels. It will not feature a design overhaul like the iPad Air 4 or the iPad Pro, where it will still have a top and bottom bezel with a home button and Touch ID. Now, I don't want to say that this is false because there have been times when I've seen this, but I have to agree with this. And I don't see no fault in this because the iPad mini is, in my opinion, it's a good tablet, but I don't really see there being much of a reason to give it that big overhaul design. And the last time it got refreshed, it got an A12 Bionic processor. So if I'm Apple, refreshing the iPad mini would be the last of my priorities. I would not care about that thing. But some people really like it, and I could see why. So giving it an 8.4 inch display is good, but it doesn't really feel like a mini at that point. It kind of starts to get into the iPad territory of the original 9.7 inch. You're almost at the 9 inch mark. So what's the point of calling it mini if it's almost at a regular size tablet? I don't know. I mean, you want to call it mini because it's 8 inches? You want to call it mini because the next one's 10 inches, 11 inches? I don't know. But I do respect the iPad mini. I do think it is a very good tablet. I still have hope for it. I would like to own one eventually. With all the iPads that I currently have, I'm never going to get time to. But, I'm glad. I'm glad that Apple is taking an initiative to definitely do this. And I'm really glad that they are going to refresh the mini and, of course, the Pro. And with that said, that is actually it. That's it. Short live stream, straight to the point, covered the stories. That's it. So again, this was a quick, straight to the point live stream. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, I expect a lot more people to watch this on replay. So if you're watching this on replay, #ReplayCrew. Thank you all for watching this live. I really do appreciate you taking your time out to check me out. If you enjoy the content, you enjoy what I bring to the table, make sure you hit that like button, share this video out, get ready for tomorrow because I have the Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pro review coming out tomorrow. So definitely set your timers for 12 p.m. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe. I will see you all on Wednesday for a proper episode of Technoid. Thank you for watching and peace.